Hi, Lauren. What is up? This is John Farrell with Farrell Swim Tech, and welcome to your swim technique review. Now, for those of you that are watching, this is a swim technique review show where I take someone's technique that they have sent to me and I pick it apart and give them three major items to work on in order to improve their swimming technique. Quick note about my background. I swam for over 15 years of age group and high school and college swimming. I was an All-American in high school back in 2002, and I swam for Brigham Young University for 4 years. I have been doing triathlons for about 3 years now, and I have really enjoyed it. So I've also been doing private stroke technique coaching for over 6 years now. And what I do is I use a physics-based approach in order to help you swim more efficiently in the water. Now, using Lauren's footage here, I do apologize. I just got back from a 5K run. Using Lauren's footage here, let's take a look at it. So the way I like to do this is I like to do kind of a lightning round of sorts. And I kind of watch one of the items of swim footage, and then I just kind of pick. I just kind of do a general discussion. Sorry about that. Got something on my finger. General discussion of things that I see, and then we'll kind of drill down and get into the nitty gritty on three specific items. So, all right. So here we go. So first off, good streamline. Dolphin kick, really knee heavy, and kind of the same thing with the kick. I'm noticing you're a little bit more, you have a good movement of your thighs, but you bend the knees a little bit too much, and you lose that stiffness in your legs. Good flip turn here, not necessary for triathletes, but always good bonus points. The main thing that I'm seeing is you're pulling out really wide, and we'll kind of get into some ideas of why you are doing that. Lots and lots of head movement while you swim. Your body positioning is amazing. It's really good when your butt is right at the surface of the water. That's like almost textbook body positioning. So there's not really much that we can talk about with regards to body positioning, because you have it. Also, you can see the line of the back. The shoulders are slightly out of the water. That's also a really good indication of a good body positioning. So the other thing that I'm seeing is breathing looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit rotation on the head. Yeah, a little bit of rotation on the head. That's more of a quality of life issue. Your mouth is just barely getting out of the water, so you're not over rotating. It's more of like just working on the actual breathing rotational mechanics in order to make your life a little bit easier. So all right. So overall, your stroke is really nice. You have really good awareness of what your body positioning is on the water. You have a pretty good rhythm. A couple small things we may want to work on. But overall, you're looking pretty good. So what we want to do now is we want to take what you have and get you more power. I think that's what we're going to be looking for. That's going to kind of be the name of the game for this episode is how can we take someone that has good technique and give them more power to be able to get through the water faster, okay? So number one, first and foremost, what we need to look at is the recovery, because I feel like the recovery is probably your biggest weakness, because what it's doing is it's setting you up for a very improper pull path, okay? So give me a second to explain this, and then I will show you exactly what I'm talking about. So when we recover, what we want to do is we want to put our arms in the right position in order to pull correctly. That's like the whole thing about the recovery. Now, whether you do it with straight arms, whether you do it with bent elbow, like the only thing we want to avoid with the recovery is coming up and over like this. If you're doing a straight arm recovery, come out to the side. And if you're doing bent elbow recovery, which you are, I think you are doing, I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm sorry. Let me review this real quick. Yeah. you're doing a little bit of a hybrid here. You're doing a little bit of a hybrid. We'll talk about this. The only thing that I would say is if you're going to do one method of recovery, stick to it. Don't like do straight arm with one and bent with the other one, which, Lauren, you're kind of doing that. Not a huge thing. Not a huge thing. This is way more of a quality of life issue rather than an actual, like, you're going to go much faster if you do this issue. It's a quality of life issue. But what's happening is your hands enter the water here, okay? Palm out. So now what this does is I'll demonstrate this with my left hand. So the palm out, you're going to be more apt to pull outside, okay? Your body positioning is here. You're pulling far outside your body. So what this does is this recruits weaker muscles on the backside of your body. If what you want to do is, in order to really kind of ascertain what I'm talking about, what you do is air swimming, okay? So you just put your arms right in front of you, bring it out to the side, and just really slow, feel like you're wading through really, really, really thick syrup. Okay, that's the mentality here. You grab put your hand in the syrup and then squeeze it backwards. You're gonna feel it all alongside the backside of your arm. You're gonna feel it all down your triceps and your deltoids, all the way up in here. Okay. Now what you do is you grab the syrup with your hand towards the inside and you pull here. You're going to feel it all throughout here. You're going to get your pectorals, your biceps, and your forearms, okay? These are much, much stronger muscles. These muscles are much stronger than those muscles, all right? So that's the name of the game. What we want to do is we want to recruit stronger muscles to where we can use them to get more strength out of the water. I mean, just the only thing that you can think about is bicep curls. You typically can do more with bicep curls than you can with tricep extensions. It's typically the average person. You give the average person a set of dumbbells, they probably can't do that much with tricep extensions, but yet they can do more with bicep curls. That's kind of the idea here. Obviously, there's exceptions, blah, blah, blah. We're talking about generalities here, okay? So the way that we fix this right now, actually, let's go to the video. Let's go to the video, and let me speed this down. Let me slow this down. And slower. Okay, we're going to slow this down. And it's going to take a sec for it to kick in. There we go. So you see out. And out. Okay? Right there. So now watch the pull path, okay? So you also drop your elbows too. We'll talk about that in a second. Okay? So now you go out. Oh yeah, no, this arm goes straight down. Left arm goes straight down underneath your body, and that's also recruiting very weak muscles to pull. Yep, that is a textbook straight arm pull. That is a straight arm pull. Your left hand, because you breathe. Here, let me show you this real quick. So your left arm, because your left arm is doing this. Okay, so it starts here. I'm sorry, I'm very limited on room here. So your left arm, this is my right arm, but your left arm goes here. It swoops all the way down. And then you get here, and then you bend that elbow to get it up. So what's happening is two things. Number one, you're using a straight arm pull with the left arm, and this is because of the breath, okay? This is what you're doing is you're using this motion of reaching down in order to get yourself on your side. So then you're rotating onto your side to take your breath by pushing your arm down. Now, what also happens is you don't finish your stroke. You don't allow your hand to come all the way back here before you lift it up. I'm sorry, you probably didn't hear that. Your hand comes here, you're here, and then you lift your hand up. You're missing from here to here on your stroke. So you're not fully finishing your stroke, and you're kind of doing the half moon pull. Well, no, you are doing the half moon pull with your left arm. Here, let's go back to earlier in the video. Hold up. We got to let it catch up real quick. Oh, come on. You're going just fine, Mr. Video. Ugh. Sometimes it does this. Okay, we'll just relaunch the video. So I may be a little bit wrong on that breathing thing, but that's what it looked like in that particular shot. It doesn't look like it here. So anyway, but the recovery thing is still a valid point. Okay, recovery thing is still a valid point. We want to have our hands here. Let me get rid of that. Okay, so we want to have our hands here because our elbow bends out as we pull into our body. Let me tilt that down a little bit. So we're here. We're gonna pull. We're gonna grab, scoop here, and then pull towards our body with this bent elbow, okay? So one thing I said is you have a dropped elbow. So you're here, and then you kind of drop the elbow, and then you catch down here. What we want to do is we want to start our hand straight, and then get our hand down. Get our hand down into this scoop motion. Scoop. I mean, it's literally scoop right here. See? Hand is pretty much perpendicular to the water surface. So you're here, and then you're going to grab that water and move it forward. You're going to move it backwards, okay? So just the first motion, this is how you practice this. You got to break it down into segments, and you got to do it on dry land. This is the easiest way to learn this technique. You're here, scoop, okay? Scoop. Just scoop. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do to start. First item, scoop, 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 okay? Another really good idea is getting some stretch cords. Get some stretch cords, loop it around a column or post or door jamb, and just scoop, okay? Get some tension on the cord, scoop, scoop, okay? Then the next one is the pull, okay? So the pull is only from about here to here, all right? It's about here to here. This is the pull. From here on down, it's a push, all right? That's one thing that I've kind of realized is probably one of the most overlooked pieces of terminology in swimming is the pull. It's really only a pull for about 25% of the pull, all right? Because you pull from here to here, but then from there to there, it's actually a pushing motion. If you envision right here is the water surface right on the sides of my head, I'm going to grab water, and about from here, I'm actually pushing water down. So it's not really a pull with the elbow, it's a push with the arm, okay? Now, you may think, well, this just kind of sounds like a terminology thing. If you really think about it, it will help you with the proper technique. Because if you envision yourself pushing yourself forward, envision water as a solid. That's one of my big items that I teach. Treat water like it's a solid. Don't treat it like it's a liquid. Treat it like it's a solid. So you'll envision yourself grabbing that brick and pushing it backwards. You got to envision you are grabbing a brick. Grab it, push it backwards. Push, push, push it down. Okay? Now, finishing your stroke. Finishing your stroke is we want to start here with the hand, push all the way back, and then bring that arm over. Don't get to here and then bring the arm out of the water. Finish the stroke. You're missing about 10, probably upwards to 20% of your pull is totally gone every pull. Just because you pop the elbow out early. Finish the stroke, bring the elbow up, okay? So let's actually look at the legitimate recovery here. So you're kind of doing two different things at the same time. Oh, that's what it appeared in that other shot. Here you go. Let's get in. So your right arm is more of a straight arm recovery. Yeah, you tend to switch it up. You tend to switch it up between straight arm recovery and bent elbow recovery. I very much so recommend learning one and sticking with it and having the other as a backup for the toolkit, okay? Having a straight arm recovery, there are very legitimate, valid instances where you should be using a straight arm recovery. However, you want to be able to control it, and you want to be able to control it. It's more of an overall control item to where you are telling your body, I am going to swim this way, and I will swim this way consistently throughout the entirety of my race. Where you may need to switch into gears, but you want to be consciously shifting those gears. You don't want to just be, going into straight arm just because you're tired. You don't want to do bent elbow just because you're tired. You want to be in control of what you're doing in the water. So what I recommend that you do is pulling, lots of pulling. So because this is why. With pulling, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be hyper focusing on your recovery. Okay, so let me take you off for a second. So what we really want to focus with the recovery is we want to focus on. Sorry about that. What we want to do is we want to focus on finishing the stroke all the way back. Elbow comes up, hand comes forward. Okay, elbow is always, and I'm doing a full breakdown of recoveries the next time I get around to doing a Feral Swim Tech for Team Zoo. So what we want to do is we want to have the elbow back here, and then it comes in more of a half circle motion forward. Okay, so if I put my thumb right at my shoulder, I can trace a semicircle with my arm, okay? All right? I'm doing a semicircle with my arm. Now, if I extend my hand back where I'm finishing my stroke, I'm going to bring the elbow up, forward, and then down, okay? I know that was kind of weird because of the camera angle. So you hear up, forward, down, okay? Back, up, forward, down. So this is my recovery when I am swimming. All right? So you want to start with dry land. Put your hand behind you. And then you're going to go up. Try and keep this elbow in line. Don't let it do this. So you're going to go up, forward, down. Okay? Then push on through. Up, forward, down. Push on through. Up, forward, down. All right? So kind of get that idea in your head. And then what you want to do when you get in the pool with the pool buoy is you want to take it easy. You want to just take it nice and easy. Don't push these ones. Very comfortable stroke pace. What you want to do is slowly work through the mechanics. Slowly get that recovery down, okay? And then the other big thing is get that hand towards the center. When your recovery is finished, your hand should be here, because then you can bend that elbow out, grab that scoop, and grab that water. That's how you're going to be wanting to do this. And I just now noticed my hair is glorious. I was wearing a beanie when I ran this morning. I do apologize. So that's pretty much it with the recovery. With the recovery is we want to try and get our elbow up, hand down, scooch forward, okay? Finish your stroke. Allow your fingers to momentarily point behind you. Don't let them stay there for too long, okay? One other thing with your recovery is you tend to do a little bit of a catch-up with your right hand stays forward for a little bit too long, okay? Get that hand engaged a little bit sooner. You do a little bit of catch-up. Not deal breaking, but it will help your overall efficiency of your stroke. So, okay. All right. So final thing, kicking. I got a few minutes to talk about kicking here. Oh, that's let's get a better freeze frame there. I don't know what it is, but freeze framing when someone's taking a breath during freestyle, it's not usually the most flattering. They're usually like, I don't know. I've been. My parents were huge photo takers. They took a crap load of pictures of me swimming, and yeah, I always found freestyle breath pictures. You're just like, I'm not that photogenic in the pool. Yeah. So anyway, so okay. So one last thing about kicking. I feel like you have a good kick. It just looks like you just don't have enough stiffness to really make it efficient. It just feels like there's just too much of a knee waggle in it. What I would highly recommend is trying to learn how to stiffen up your kick just a little bit more, because I'm seeing movement in your upper legs, but then what would happen is if you may have good upper movement, we may have good movement in your upper legs, but once you bend that knee, unless it's in a controlled manner, you just kind of go take it from here to you're losing all your stiffness in your knees. And once you lose that stiffness, that loses the stiffness of the overall stroke. So one thing that I would recommend is what I teach with kicking is just sitting on the ground and just doing straight leg kicks. Okay? Just sit on your bottom, do some straight leg kicks, roll over on your stomach, do Superman kicks, get your upper body off the ground, gives you a nice bonus back core workout, really good for cycling. And that'll also kind of help with your overall core strength. So that would probably be the last thing that I would work on. So your main things that you're going to want to focus on is, number one, you really want to focus on that recovery. Allow that recovery to put you in a much better position for pulling. Because I can tell you have the strength for pulling. What I think is, oh, lovely. Sorry, I just got a text from my mom about work. And it's good news apparently. So I think my work schedule is gonna get just a little bit lighter. Yay! Anyway, I'm sorry. I have ADHD and I totally get sidetracked all the time. I do apologize. So it looks like you have good strength with your pull. What we want to do is we want to focus that strength down the center. So you're not trying to pull all the way out on the edges. You're pulling down your core, which is going to recruit stronger muscles. So what these things are going to do is this will obviously give you a lot more power in your stroke, and this should really help with efficiency. This should really help with efficiency because you're going to be using the same strength, but pulling with much stronger muscles. There is going to be an adjustment period once you start doing this. I can guarantee you your average 100 time will probably slow down a little bit. This is because you're using different muscles. This is going to create a very, very different feel of the water. So you're going to want to focus on just channeling your hand somewhere underneath your body. Don't let it cross the center of your body. Get it to the outside. You want your essentially, if you drew a finger down your body, you want your middle finger to be just about a couple inches away from your belly button, okay? So there is a definite center of your body. So if I pulled with my hand down the center of the body, that is actually too far. We want to be just a little bit outward. So you're going to be pulling down the center of your body. You're going to be focusing your power in a much tighter hole, okay? Your body, the circumference of your body creates a kind of a cylinder that you're pushing through the water, okay? So if we tighten up that cylinder, we're going to be able to get through the water more efficiently because we're pushing through a smaller area. When we pull outside, that area gets bigger. Even though, yes, we are moving forward by pushing water down, we still have this whole area that we're trying to push forward. It's the boat theory, okay? Boats that are really narrow go much faster than boats that are really, really wide. It's just because there's less surface area it's trying to push forward. So, with that, yeah, I mean, with the breathing thing, just need to focus on rotating while reaching forward, while reaching up. Okay, because you should engage when you reach up. You kind of do a little bit of the neck rotation. It's gonna it's gonna be a quality of life adjustment. Like I said, it's just gonna be a lot easier to get your breaths in. So okay, easy. Sorry, that run's catching up to me. So, yep, that's going to be it for now. Thank you very much for sending me that footage. So just a little bit about, we'll just kind of let this run here. Actually, no, we won't. That's a little awkward. Yep, so that is going to be it for today. And really, sincerely, thank you very much for sending me your footage. I hope that this information helps. A little bit about this service. So I do this as a free service to anyone who's on Team Zoot and any friends of Team Zoot. Also, just if you happen to be watching this on YouTube and you would like to get some more information, here's my email right down here. Also, Lauren, if you have any questions about anything that I've gone over in this video, please do not hesitate to call me. Also, I am available for Zoom meetings. And this is, like I said, this is totally a free service. I do this as a, something to contribute to the community. However, I do ask for donations. I don't have a base fee for this. I do this on a donation-based basis. So I will send you that information via the DM with this video link. So if you have any questions whatsoever, please do not hesitate to email me. I am more than willing to spend some time with you to help, really break down this information if it wasn't clear already. I am looking to launch a website in the future to advertise these services on more of a professional basis. But since I have a full-time career as a civil engineer, it's kind of hard for me to get the time to really make it get off the ground. That's why I do these videos for pretty much practically nothing compared to what other guys that, and also I don't have any fancy coaching credentials or crap like that. I mean, I just have my own experience. Like I said, I was a high school All-American and I swam 4 years at a Division I school. So that, coupled with my engineering physics background, I think I kind of know what I'm talking about. So fortunately, that means you get a pretty much professional stroke technique review for very, very little cost to you. I do this as a hobby, so any and all donations that helps pay for the bike and other hobbies that I do, that would be very greatly appreciated. So anyway, Lauren, I hope that this really helps you out. Once again, any questions, just send me an email, and I will talk to you later. Until later, my friends, good night, Isaiah Norris, wherever you are. I'm out of here. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.